Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start a turn. So these are the different phases of a turn. You have the check phase, which is going to be used for checking conditions, certain habituals, etc., adding counters. So you have check, reset. That's where you unrotate all your cards and they become usable again. Um, you have the draw phase, the righteous draw phase. Now, the righteous draw phase, the player is going to draw his maturity level, which is currently 0, plus 2. So that means I'm going to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. And then you have the cost zone phase. For beginners, this can be a little tricky because you don't know what cards to keep in your cost zone. There are different strategies behind what cards you want to put in your cost zone, but unlike other games, there are not specific mana cards. All cards can be used for mana, but we don't call it that in this game. We just call it cards in the cost zone. So let's say I'm just going to put up 4 in my cost zone. Now I have 7. So you can organize these however you want. And now I have 7 available. And now remember, unction cards, now my cost phase is over, my cost zone phase. So now I can play unction cards. I can play unction cards anytime except in the middle of the cost zone phase. Now it's the evil draw phase. So what's going to happen is after the cost zone phase comes the evil draw phase. Now the evil for the first two maturity levels, the evil's going to draw maturity plus 1. So 1 less than the player drew. For the last 2, he's going to match it. Evil's going to draw maturity plus 2, same as the righteous player plays, but we'll worry about that later. So the evil draw is going to draw 1 card. Sinful Long Glance. Job 31:1. I've made a covenant with my eyes. We always got to keep out, as Christians, to keep our glances pure. But anyway, what this says to do, this is a temptation, and it says rotate 3 cards in cost zone to render them unusable. If not able to rotate all 3, then lose -1 power. And still rotate all that you can. So I have a chance to resist a temptation. If I do not resist it, then I have to do what the card says. So let's look at my hand here. I have a card. Here we go. Brotherly Resistance. Resist a temptation costing 5 or less. Okay. So I'm going to pay 3. Put that to my spent. Rotate it there. And I'm going to resist this temptation because the temptation cost is in the corner, and it costs 2. Now, a special thing about this card is it has a boost. Now, a boost is something you can do, or your partner can do, depending on what it says. Any player boost means that any righteous player can boost it. So, for example, if player 2 wants to rotate 2 cards, it says the cost 2, then he can draw 2 cards, and he's going to do that. Okay. This goes in the resistance section, and now remember, since it says any player boost, that means I can boost it as well. There's also a brotherly boost, which means that I can't boost it, but my partners can. Okay, so then this goes in my discard pile, and that is the first turn. I actually failed to mention that the resistance phase, after the evil draw phase and the resistance phase, comes the main phase. Maturity and habituals can be played then from that player whose turn it is. So I could play unctions. I can't play any resistances anymore. So I'm just going to pass my turn.